something I've been working on between patients today. A theory called the Praxis of tension, and this is the idea that there are free movements of becoming through any difficult situation that you're facing. So the first being the awakening tension. This is the confrontation. This is the recognition of a rupture, revealing the polarity that you've been avoiding. So it's almost like gazing into the mirror and seeing the mask for the first time, and that awakening being that first confrontation and recognition of that tension. The next part after that is the inhibiting tension. So this is the endurance. This is the difficult part of any realization to a challenge in that which you face. We are primordially, wired to deal with adversity and suffering. It's innate, but the endurance and suffering is really the testament to the strength of character. And with this is the hardest part, and it's not by fixing it or fleeing from it, but it's about sitting within the ache. It's about, understanding where the suffering is coming from and seeing it as a sacred lesson, holding that space for them. This third part of this three movements of becoming then is the transmuting tension, and this is the creation. This part of it is, where something shifts, and there is a moment where you sit in the suffering long enough without trying to overanalyze or try to, reconstruct it or fix it or flee from it or avoid it, suppress it, repress it, whatever. But it's about then sitting in it long enough that this transmuting tension can occur, and then from that, the creation of you starts to become and starts to build, right? So it's this idea here that something shifts, and it's not a clean shift, it's not a whole shift, it is an integration of parts over time, but it's the recognition that you're seeing yourself without the mask fully, and you sit with the suffering long enough that the shift can then occur. So yeah, it's something you see time and time again when somebody comes out with realizing that they are living somewhat or inauthentically, or recognize the mask of the life in which they're living, which then shatters that reality. Often then people seek to numb this, flee from this, fix this without spending enough time in it to recognize the innate benefits from feeling that suffering. And that sounds like a heavy thing to do, but to sit in suffering in a way in which you can then use it as a lesson to propel forward it's fundamental for a level of growth in which you then don't regress down the line, okay? It doesn't create weak foundations, it creates stronger foundations.